Google. Hey guys. So, welcome to the live stream for Friday, the writing sprints. It's going to be a little hectic today. I totally forgot to provide a prompt, so I'm probably just going to use last week's because that's what I have loaded into my software here. Um, I got sucked into work and totally forgot that I was supposed to do this. I look and I'm like, oh my God, it's 4 o'clock. So, and I did not remember to bring up the chat either, so that I have that going too. Welcome to Gala. Good thing you guys are joining me. I'm very happy to see you all. It's been a hectic couple of weeks, even though we had the holiday in there. We had all our kids staying, almost all of our kids. My husband and I have 5 kids between us, and all of them and their significant others, and some aunts and uncles, and my mother-in-law and her boyfriend, and some cousins. And oh my God, there were so many people at my house for so many days in a row. And if you have a lot of company, then hey, Gayla, nice to see you. Then I'm sure you can understand what it's like when you have a ton of company and you're just trying to get caught up after that. It's been crazy. Nice to see you, Dexter. And oh, I like there's little emojis or something now. Like it says number 2 and number 1 and the Canadian flag. And Gayla, 5 kids between you guys too. It creates a lot. I had my grandbaby and then my husband's cousins grandchildren were here at our house. It was just crazy hectic. I made so many meals. My grocery bill was like off the charts. But we just finished our pool, sort of kind of there. You'll still hear them outside. We've got like the screening to do. They're working on the gutters right now. There was a broken part on the hot tub or something. I don't know. So we're getting some stuff fixed and added on, and it's just super noisy. But my patio furniture is supposed to come today, so I'll be spending my weekend with like an Allen wrench, putting all that stuff together that comes in from wherever. But it's going to be a good weekend, and I'm excited that it's just about Friday. And so, um, I have some exciting news that I can't share yet because I haven't signed the contract yet. It's not a book deal; it is a speaking deal. I am going international again. It's a super cool trip. Very excited about it. But I'll share it once I've signed the contract and the flights are booked and all of that. So hopefully within the next few days, I'll be able to share that news with you guys. But because of that, this trip takes place early in November. I'm going to be working really hard to get a book done, at least done enough that I have the cover and I have a pre-order link up before I leave in November. I'm also still working on the book that's out on submission with a bunch of editors, and they're always going to come back and ask, does she have any more written? And so today, I think I'll work on the submission book, but then next week, I think I'll be working on the book that I want to get done by November. So one son in his 30s, Dexter. Yeah, that's good. Just one. I went from having just 2 kids who did not have significant others at the time that I met my husband to now having 5 kids that almost entirely all have significant others and kids. And it's crazy. It's a lot of people, but it makes for really huge family get-togethers at the holidays, which is nice. And BR, nice to see you here. And I love the little emoticons. I think they're a new thing that YouTube added, but I'm not sure. Like I got an email saying something about people being able to do super chat and being the top fans. Oh, that's what it is. It's the top fans. And I wasn't sure if that integrated with OBS. Like I Googled it and just above my pay grade to figure it out, just like figuring out the timers above my pay grade, which is why I'm going to have to email Tearstone and say, hey, you got to help me figure this thing out because I still haven't figured that out. Anyways, so today I'm going to be working on the proposal that is out on submission, adding some stuff to that, and then just going from there. And I just realized that my notes are across the room, so I'm going to have to get those when we go on our first 15-minute writing sprint. So I am going to put up the timer in just a second, and I'm sorry, it's last week's prompt or 2 weeks ago prompt because I didn't have time to do that. Um, and trying to do the timer at the same time. I cannot do 2 things at one time because I just did not have time or think of creating another one. Last week, remember we did was the week before? It was last week was 4th of July. The week before, I did the live stream with the Show Not Tell class, and that still exists on my channel. It's under the live tab. I'll eventually move it to Fiction Foundation's playlist. I do have a video coming Monday. I know I haven't had a video in a couple weeks. It's just been, like I said, crazy here, really, really busy. We're also installing solar panels. We're doing that ourselves. So there's been a whole bunch of work with that. There's been a lot going on here. So, and my weekend plans are literally to enjoy my pool by ourselves, me and my husband, because we have had company ever since we got it, which I can understand. Everybody wants to go see the people that have the pool. But this weekend is just us. And then the next 2 weekends, we have people coming all the time. So it'll be busy. And 14 grandchildren gala. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. I got one. Well, two. I've got one, and then my daughter's girlfriend's son. We also consider a grandchild. So that's a lot. And Dexter's number one came from my chat comment yesterday, asking if you still do the 200 critiques on Monday. Oh, I didn't even see that yet. Yes, I have not been like plugging in on the community. I know it's probably really bad for my channel and the algorithm and all of that. But it's been super busy here. Like I said, 12,000 times. I am not doing the 200 word critiques on Mondays yet. Again, I think that might end up being a fall thing. So the company that I started with my business partner, we hired some new people, so the workload on me will reduce in the next couple of months as they get trained and they start doing what they need to do. And it's been super hectic because we've got a whole bunch of new clients and we're onboarding them and everything else. So there's been so much going on. And my little reminder pops up on my phone to do the 200 word critiques, and I literally have not had time. So, yes, probably in the fall when I can settle down a little bit more. I've got some things out. I am traveling a lot this fall. I am going to be at BoucherCon in September. I am going to Vid Summit for YouTube in October. And then I've got that secret trip I can't talk about in November. And then I've got another international speaking trip right after that in November. But then I'll be home all of the winter. My husband's having surgery, so we'll be home all winter. So, all right, let's do a 15-minute sprint and get some writing done. Like I said, I'm going to work on my book, but I got to go grab my little notebook because I forgot. But I'm moving my little chat thing. It doesn't want to move, because that's the way that my life goes when I'm on this thing. Anyways, guys, let's try to write for 15 minutes and I will see you soon. sprints, and I'm rewriting words that I had done as notes in my little notebook one time, and I had put them in my file, and I'm looking at the wrong camera. I have two here. It's Friday, and I lost that file somehow. So I'm not sure if this is working like it did the first time I put it in, because when you put in notes, a lot of times you add to it, and I really liked what I had before, but I don't actually remember what I wrote before. So, um, Natalie said one of my characters works for Internal Affair, and their origin story is pretty cool. This overall got 137 words. Cool. And I do love Internal Affairs as a character, because the people that go into Internal Affairs are definitely a special breed of people, right? Like, that is the department in law enforcement that's often despised because they're the ones looking into everybody's activities. So knowing her origin story, why she went into Internal Affairs, what keeps her there, what she's driven by, all of those things. Maybe her dad was a corrupt cop or something, is really cool. Oh, and artificial intelligence instead of AI. It's AI instead of IA. Never mind. That would be good if you had a character in Internal Affairs. AI is cool. I read a Brad, oh, I gave it to my stepdaughter, Brad Crouch, I think it was, Recursion. He's the one that wrote Dark Matter, which was a pretty cool AI book. And then there's AI in Chuck Wendig's Wanderers and Wayfarers. It's much more prevalent in the plot in Wayfarers, and it's been really good. Right now, I'm reading Nick Cutter's Little Heaven. Now, The Troop was like super good horror. This is not as horror-y, although the beginning was pretty horror-ish, and I had trouble sleeping and have to read like another book. The most interesting book I've read lately is Kathleen Ramsden's The Serial Killer's Apprentice. It is an actual true story. I don't have it in front of me because I think it's still on my nightstand. A true story about a young boy, a teenage boy that became like the helper of a serial killer, and then he ends up murdering the serial killer when the serial killer tries to kill one of his friends, and his brother. Like, this was like during the John Wayne Gacy days in the 70s, and there was this whole child predator ring, and this serial killer guy was part of that. But it's a very interesting psychological take on how serial killers get people to help them and why they help them, and how this kid who was vulnerable because of his childhood was able to be swayed and persuaded by this really horrible man to do some really horrible things. You feel really bad for the kid, though, because he got 6 consecutive life sentences, so he will never get out of prison, and he was like 15 when all this happened. And I get that he did help murder some people, but he was 15. So nowadays, I think we have laws in a lot of states that helps kids not necessarily go to adult jail when they do something. Hi, Linda. Your Facebook isn't working at the present, but get in touch soon about the other book. That's good. Yes, Dexter, nice to see you. Oh, and I was going to show you guys too. I got Dutch. I think maybe this is German. This might be a German edition. I got an edition of one of my books. Can't even tell you which one it is. Um, if the red slipper fits, this is German. So I get the foreign editions all the time, and they're super cool. Um, Ironically, in Czechoslovakia, my name is changed to a female version of my last name because there's male, and like Djokovic is Vich is a male in he's from Slovakia, I think, or Slovenia. Um, in Czechoslovakia, my name is Jumpova on the books instead of Shirley Jump. They put Shirley Jump over to show that I'm a female author, which is hilarious to me, where my name is Jump. Um, but it was cool to get that and to have that. I also got copies of one of my other books, The Forever Family. I think I got, or maybe it's the Something Borrowed Sisters. I got mass market paperback copies. So I think I'm going to do a US only giveaway of those on my channel and on my social media. I've just got to kind of figure out like what I'll do for the rules for anybody in the US, only because it is $12 million to ship something overseas. Otherwise, I would gladly do that. But I have shipped overseas, and it's literally like 30 or $40 to ship something. So it's crazy expensive. Um, yes, I'm going to do a US only giveaway with those. I just got to come up with what that's going to be. So hopefully I can think about that this weekend. Tell me in the comments too what you guys are reading. I'm finishing up the Nick Cutter book, and I've got the new Stephen King, and I'm so excited. I'm just going to sit by the pool and read all weekend. and just kind of see where that book goes because I love Stephen King so much. All right, let me know too if you guys have done the origin story thing. I did that because we've been working on origin stories at the company that I started with my business partner, because we're doing some social media platform building for clients. And one of the things that works really well on their websites is an origin story. And that got me thinking about where do my characters start from. I don't have the notebook in front of me. It's on the other side because I'm working on it. But for the book that I'm working on to self-publish, I've been working on my character's entire origin story. I have three main characters, so I've got to figure out everybody's origin story. So I got a whole lot of work to do there before I can go too much further. Then I'm going to go back to the book that's out on submission today, get some more of that chapter written, and hopefully have another scene done today. So let's do another writing sprint, and then we'll chat about books when we come back. Another 15 minutes. Good job. Inspired by a true story. Let me go back up to the little thing here. Um, you guys have been busy on the chat. Way of Kings, Martha. You'll have to let me know what that book is because it's a great title. Um, I'm at work, but kind of watching Revo. Well, how many of us would sell some toast to have your kind of work? I work at a retail store selling phones, so not fun, right? Yeah, not definitely not fun. I'm reading about false diagnostics in the world of mental illness, says Natalie, since it's kind of the subject of my book. That would be a really interesting book to read because I have mental illness in this proposal that I'm working on. Two of my characters are dealing with it. It's like inherited. So you'll have to drop the title of that one in there. That sounds really cool. And most of us Revo work full time too, because writing does not pay that well, frankly. It's one of those things you do for love. I don't know if you guys have seen season 4 of The Bear, but they talk about the things that bring you the most joy are the things that pay you the least and require the most amount of time investment. So for 99.9% of writers, writing books is not our full-time income because it's just too mercurial of an industry. I mean, I've had years that were very, very good six-figure years, and then I've had years that were like four-figure years. So it's not always, a party when you're writing books. And I'm a New York Times bestselling author, so it's not a steady income by any stretch of the imagination. But I still write books because I still love it. Hacking phones could be a subject matter. Yes, I think that would be really fun, rather than just selling them. Um, and Revo, not using any phones in your writing, I think that's actually kind of fun because a lot of my older books I've reissued and they're written before cell phones were really a thing. And I just don't even bother mentioning phones in there. And a lot of times I'll have a book where there is no mention of phones, even though people realistically would have them in that present day world. It really changes everything, right? Just like in Friends, it would have changed everything if they had cell phones. So sometimes I just don't put them in there, period. Dexter had a job doing phone questionnaires across the US and Canada. How has your Mazda service gone? What are your opinions on global warming? That's pretty interesting. I actually interviewed for a job like that and didn't get it. Maybe I wasn't working hard enough to do it. But that's a pretty cool job. And yeah, you guys are all talking about right the hacking phones thing. And Dexter, if I had your book, I'd jump to your third personality is not who she seems. It may be plotting in secret. I like that layered Inception style, intricate inner world. Those are hard to write, I will tell you. I have done some layered books, and they are really hard to write. Epic High Fantasy, A Way of the King with by Brandon Sanderson. Awesome. I haven't read fantasy in a really long time, so and reading Matilda. Oh, I love that movie so much. I've never read the book, but I loved the movie. My kids watched it 12,000 times. And Val, great job on the 153 words. I don't usually keep track of how many words I've been writing because I'm revising a little bit as I go, so it's a plus and a minus. And thank you, AK Harrell, in Ohio. I used to live in Indiana, so yeah, I don't miss Indiana at all. And Dexter, yeah, a high IQ plus $9 would buy you a latte at Starbucks and give you, lots of answers on Jeopardy. So, um, let's see, Gail, when I got my entry for Love Inspired, they listed what they liked and what they said I needed to do was bring out the internal more. I thought I had and went back and listened to all your videos. The internal, I was just talking about this, and I think I have it coming in an upcoming video. The internal is the hardest part. It really is to layer that in, because it really requires digging deep, and it's not easy to do. It's just really hard because you just want to make sure that everything is that hope and despair kind of thing where they're also touching on the things that scare them the most. So internal goals and internal conflicts. Any other tips? You got to study the hell out of it when it's really, really well done. For instance, I've just read Jodi Picoult's The Storyteller. Now, I love Jodi Picoult in general, and I have all these pages flipped over for things that I really liked that I'm going to talk about in a future video. moments where it was just so powerful, and she showed like crazy as well as telling, and just bringing that internal to life. The storyteller's about a Jewish girl who meets, she's like the granddaughter of a Holocaust survivor, and she meets a guy that was a Nazi guard, and he wants her basically to forgive him for what he did in World War II, like a blanket forgiveness. And it's a complicated situation for her. So, and she also has guilt of her own for something else that she did. So that whole theme of guilt and forgiveness runs through the whole book, and Jodi Picoult just does a brilliant job of it. She's one of those writers that I want to be when I grow up. So she's amazing, and you've got to study the people that really, really do it well, and look at it on a word by word, line by line basis. How did they get across that this character felt guilty or felt insecure or had trouble forgiving themselves or whatever that happens to be? Um, and Natalie says for internal, she has a chapter, a journal, a dear diary, and writing in them. Yes, that can help too, when you're kind of writing in the first person perspective of your character. And then you want to think about how are the things in the plot affecting them right now. If the last thing your character wants is to be relied upon to be responsible, then the plot is going to make them have to be responsible over and over again, because that's what awakens those inner fears. And you've got to have your character, oh crap, you've got to have your character, okay. Okay, so we had to change my video camera to another one. I've got to find my Logitech. Okay, okay, guys. Yeah, I had to change my video source to my Logitech camera, and I'm not sure if it's working right. Um, Oh my gosh, it's just a pain in the neck, right? Like this, maybe I have to change it to this one. There we go. And I'll change it in my main screen too. My camera died. I had a feeling that maybe it would do something bad, and it did. So let me see if I can get that back onto the main screen as well. Yes, for Wall Holiday. Sorry that you came to your first Friday Q&A and it was kind of a mess there. And it probably still is. I can see my other screen is there. So yeah, I'm not technologically like down here, people. I'm really not. I try. I've learned a lot in doing this channel and having to edit videos and everything, but I'm not like super technologically adept. It's really difficult. And my camera thing is like, okay, so now I have to figure out how to get the other one to work and all of that. Anyway, yeah, it's all about really studying how other people do it right, and getting that sort of layered thing in there. I'm trying to talk and do this at the same time. Getting that layering in there with everything that they have to do and have to face. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get my camera to go full screen. It's, like I said, way above my pay grade for whatever reason. I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. It is. I don't know. Anyways, so if you let me go back and look and see if I have any other questions, because I'm trying to do this video thing at the same time and see if we're doing this existing video capture device. See if that works. It did. Okay, so now I can do my full screen. All right. Yeah, this is my crappy camera. So it's not the one that has all the bells and whistles of the good camera. It's also like way too zoomed in right now. Normally it's on my Zoom. So it's, yeah. Okay, for internal, Natalie said she has a chapter of a journal, a dear diary, and writes those. So that's really, really helpful. And yeah, I did just realize that the problem was that the music was playing and my audio was playing too. I don't, guys, it's just been one of those days. Um, but that really helps when you get to know the character on a personal basis. It really does. And for a holiday, yeah, sorry that this is your first Friday and it's a hot mess with the technological stuff. Currently reading Eyes of Silver, Eyes of Gold. Martha said Western romance. That sounds really cool. I do like Westerns. Um, and Kayla, what I was saying is you really need to study. I was studying Jodi Picoult's book, the storyteller, and I've got all these little pages marked in here because the internal is so deep and rich in that book. You've got to really, really study it and figure out what the author is doing on a word by word, sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph basis. And thank you, AK Harold. Stuff does happen. I always forget I need to change the battery in my camera. You would think that my computer would charge it as we go, but it doesn't. Change the battery in my camera before I start this thing. And I don't always remember because literally I was like, oh crap, it's 3:59. I better start the stream. So Martha, new to romance and loved the Sweetheart Bargain books. Thank you. Those were some of my favorites that I've ever written because they were all about Florida before I lived in Florida. They were all set here. I had come down here on spring break a lot, so they are based on Indian Rocks Beach and that area, Bel Air Beach, because I've vacationed near there. Now I live sort of near there. And it was really great to A, be able to write off my vacations on my taxes, and B, be able to set something in such a beautiful location. So that's where those came from. And ironically, as I was publishing, I think the first one, I moved to Florida. So now I live here all the time. And yes, glad you guys um, can see me and hear me now. It's just, my goodness, stupid thing. So as soon as Four Well Set Holiday says, as soon as I hit my comment, your stream froze. Yeah, right. It's usually me. If there is a technical problem, I'm still looking at the wrong camera. If there's a technical problem, it's usually me. So let's try to get in one more sprint, you guys. I know it's 4:54, but let's try to do another 10 minutes because I would like to write just a little bit more. I feel a little scattered. So we'll do a 10-minute sprint and then we'll come back with any last minute questions. Actually, I got to put the sprint up. that was our last 10 minutes, which I just got stuck on something in my plot. Like I've got somebody throwing something in the trash that they shouldn't, and I'm trying to figure out how else they can mistakenly open this box. So I've got to figure that out. So it was a good time for me to stop too. Um, they asked if I know of any other writing conferences in Florida or Georgia. I know there's a few in Florida. I'm traveling so much myself that I haven't paid attention to any of the ones down here. But I think if you just Google, you'll find some. I know that I have spoken at Space Coast Writers, and I have also spoken in Jacksonville, and I don't remember the name of that group, but the Jacksonville group, I believe, has a conference in October or September. And Space Coast Writers also has one, I think, in February, and Southwest Florida Writers has one also in the winter. But I don't know when they are. And let's see, I saw another question there. Forwall asked, is there a genre or subgenre that's easy to digest for the highlighter method as a beginner? And no, actually, I recommend you do the genre that you're going to write because you want to learn to study that exact genre so that you understand the unique structure of that. So if you're writing suspense, it makes the most sense to study suspense as opposed to studying romance or mystery or whatever. So study the books that you're interested in writing, because that will teach you how that particular genre goes together and how you layer in clues and mystery and suspense and thriller and all of those things that would go into that particular genre. A.K. Harrell writing my first literary historical fiction, a genre that's not on many agents' hot lists right now. Right, but Ariel Lawhan, the Frozen River, amazing, amazing book. Kelly Rimmer just had one that was really, really good. My friend Donna Allward has The Ship of Dreams coming out soon, which is a Titanic. And she had another one that I can't remember. And then my other friend Renee Ryan writes historical fiction, and those have done pretty well. So depending on how you pitch it, so that's the thing. Like you can write a literary historical fiction, but if you can pitch it with a high concept, meaning you can say something like it's Titanic with a happy ending, which I know Titanic didn't end happily, but I'm just giving you an example of a pitch. Titanic with a happy ending, they immediately get it. And maybe you just don't tell them it's literary because I think sometimes that pigeonholes you into this category where it's just for super smart people. Whereas I read some literary fiction and I love it. I love the beauty of the language and the beauty of how the author has put it together. So they will buy it if they think they can sell it on shelves. So that's what you're trying to do is get across what they think they can sell. Um, and let's see. And Forwall came from the land of goosebumps and comics. I'm ready to join the bookworms and Goodreads reviewers. Yes, I actually really liked some of the Goosebumps books. I bought a bunch of them when I was mentoring this girl at an elementary school because that's what she liked, and we read them together, and they were actually pretty cleverly done, I thought. Silver Ollie got another 67 words. And Natalie, feeling being useful is one of a basic need. I like to think about that when I develop my scenes. It's a proven psych thing. And I'm not sure what you mean by feeling being useful. And Gayla, yes. Sorry, I didn't have more to give you. And for well, that is a point, Martha. You could try my book. Oh my God, I just forgot the title of it. Is it all summer long? It's the one that from there to back again. It's the reissue of the Sweetheart Bargain, only because I highlight method that in my masterclass on scenes. I take a scene in that book and I highlight everything and show you exactly how the highlighter method works in that particular video. So you could look at that and use that as a model for what you're doing. Wayward by Emily Hart. Amelia Hart. I'll have to look for that. Um, and the Goosebumps series on streaming. It is pretty good. I've seen one of them, I think, with one of my kids. But this weekend is a Stephen King weekend, so I'm super excited about that. We will we be here? Yes, I will be here. I think next Friday. I'm trying to think about my schedule. I think I'm going to be here next Friday. Yes, I will be here next Friday. I will not be here on the 25th because my family is visiting, but I will be here on the 18th. And if you guys have questions, feel free to ask them on the channel. I think that you can now make posts in the community on YouTube because I think that's a new feature that they rolled out. I haven't really looked into it because it's kind of like the how do you use emojis thing, and then it just actually just works there somehow. Magic. But I think you guys can post to me in the community on the YouTube channel to ask a question. And let me know if you have a bunch of questions and you want me to do another one of those Q&A videos. What I have coming up is basically on things you shouldn't do as a rookie and things mistakes you could make in your first chapter. But I'm always looking for what you guys want to learn because without your feedback and your questions, I don't know if most of you are beginners, most of you are intermediate, where you're at in your writing journey and what you kind of want to learn. So thank you for joining me today. Sorry about the glitch and the whole craziness with the thing and the reused writing prompt, but I will see you next Friday and I'll have a video this week. So have a great